Check the description for the following discount codes. After my last video comparing the Thrustmaster TLCMs to these Fanatec CSLs with their load cell kit, which I think you can just about see in shot, yeah you can. The single most asked question was, will I be able to use the load cell CSL kit or pedals as a whole on the Playseat Challenge or on a wheel stand car? Because one of the biggest differences between this load cell brake pedal and the one on the TLCMs is that this is a much heavier and harder to press brake pedal, which for most of us is a good thing. But of course, if you've got a Playseat Challenge, some of you may or may not know that if you have a very hard brake pedal, and depending on your seating position, when you try and reach 100% braking force, even in fact using the Logitech G series of pedals for the G920, G923, etc., the Playseat Challenge will lift up off the floor in the middle, where you're pushing like hard on the brake pedal and your body's being pushed back. It actually raises up off the floor, and this obviously would be a bit of a problem. You don't really want that happening. Now, I did another video showing people how to correctly calibrate their Logitech pedals to stop this from happening. So this is a similar scenario. With and the same goes for wheel stands. If you've got a wheel stand, you don't want your chair rocking backwards like this because you're pressing hard on the brake pedal, but you may still want to use these Fanatec CSL pedals because they're a great entry-level pedal set, and the load cell brake works and feels so much nicer than the original, and in my opinion so much nicer than the Thrustmaster offering as well. So the answer to the question is yes, you can do it, but what you will need to do is adjust the sensitivity of the load cell. If you were to have it at 100% braking force, you'd have all those scenarios happen. Chair would tilt backwards, Playseat Challengers lift off the floor. Now there's no physical way to adjust how hard this is. This elastomer stack is all it comes with, and currently there's no tuning kits offered by Fanatec, and there's no aftermarket options either. But there's a really simple way to do it, and I'm going to show you that now. You need to load up, let me start some screen capture. That's the wrong button. You need to load up your Fanatec control panel. For me, it just happens to be on the desktop here because I installed the drivers for this demonstration. It may be in your start menu, it may be elsewhere. You should also, in fact, be able to hit the start button, start key, go to set up USB gain controllers, and you see it says here CSL pedals load cell kit. You should be able to double click it or click properties. Now for me, and that should bring up the Fanatec control panel, for me this doesn't ever seem to work. Just like that, it just disappears. So I have to actually start the Fanatec control panel just by double clicking it, and then it appears straight away. There's no issues there. So it's a little bit of a bug. But what you can see here is your different inputs, like your clutch, your brake, and throttle pedal's hitting my desk, and the throttle there. Now, if you look at the bottom here, braking force slider, currently at 95%. That is what I have it at when I was actually using these pedals, for testing, attached to my GT Amiga Titan. Now that is what this slider is, what determines how much force you need to press on the pedal for the brake slider to reach 100%. Now, if you look, I can get to about 55 at my current seated position and holding the base plate forwards. If I was to not hold the base plate down, I can get to about 30 before the pedals lift off my desk here. Obviously, this is what you're going to encounter with your play seats and your wheel stands. If, however, I put this slider, let's go stupidly low, to 5%, then I only have to put a tiny bit of pressure, look, and I'm hitting 100% braking force. And this is just with my hand. I'm not securing the pedals to the desk, and I can push them all the way to 100% really easily. Obviously, if you put it somewhere in the middle, 50%, we're going to get just about get to 100 without lifting off the desk, but I have to put a lot more force in. So this is the slider. I mean, that's all I need to show you really. Let me just stop the screen capture. This is the slider you need to adjust to be able to use it with your Playseat Challenge or with a wheel stand. It's still a much nicer set of pedals, and specifically the brake pedal. Well, no, all three pedals, in fact, like I said in my comparison video, they just feel smoother in operation. I just prefer them. So don't be afraid to go ahead and get these to go with your CSL DD, because the wheelbase obviously works just fine as well. You've seen me test that in the Playseat challenge. Don't be afraid to get these pedals to go with them, because a simple adjustment here in your Fanatec control panel to eliminate any chair rocking or Playseat challenge lifting, and you'll get that brake pedal just how you want it, and you'll still get all the benefits of being able to modulate more accurately and repeatably with these pedals, versus having a much lighter pedal or a non-pressure based pedal setup. So just a quick tip there, and to answer the question that you're all asking me really, yes, you definitely can use them. This is how you're best to do it. I think default, it actually came set at about 30% on the braking force, which may actually not be far off of what you need it to be at. But play around and put it where you want. Anyway, hopefully that's been helpful for some people. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, take it easy.